Welcome back. Queensland's opposition has been rocked by a fundraising scandal, and it took centre stage today at the election campaign. Leader Deb Frecklington is under pressure to explain reports that property developers have attended campaign fundraisers. Let's cross to Sky News host Peter Gleeson in Townsville for an update. Welcome, Gleeson, to your own show.
Thanks very much. How's things?
Yeah, it's going well, thank you, mate. I know the viewers miss you, but I understand you're in your favourite place anywhere in the world, Townsville, and you're going to share with us exactly the story behind this latest story on the Queensland election.
Yes, indeed, Corey. Look, this is a massive beat-up from the ABC, and of course it's dominated the headlines today. It's dominated the agenda today, which is exactly what the Labor Party wanted. When the Labor Party introduced these particular laws, it was designed to muddy the waters so that developers didn't know whether they were Arthur or Martha, whether they could turn up with a politician to an event, and now, of course, it's dominated today's headlines. We don't see similar laws in place for unions. That's because the Labor Party gets most of its funding from unions. But look, you know, it has put Deb Frecklington on the defensive, and of course Premier Annatacia Palaszczuk was very keen to comment on this particular issue today. Here's what she had to say.
There is a ban of property developers, and what we are hearing, and there needs to be a full explanation about exactly who she was meeting with, why she was meeting with them, and why she was doing that when it is not allowed.
Now, Deb Frecklington, Corey, has rejected all accusations that her party has referred her to the ECQ, and of course the state director of the ECQ has suggested that they liaise with the ECQ on all occasions when it comes to doing the right thing. And she also said that integrity was the most important part of her political makeup. Here's what she said.
In relation to any fundraising dinners, anyone who donates fills in a declaration and it is on the ECQ website. And in relation to private dinners, I attend dinners all the time. I'm a politician and I attend supporters' dinners. Of course I do.
Do you agree it's a bad look, though, and it doesn't pass the pub test if you're...
No. No, because the premise of your question is completely wrong.
So I had a couple of people get in touch with me today and say that this was the most attention that Deb Frecklington had commanded as Leader of the Opposition, and that she hasn't been active enough in pursuing the Liberal cause. Is that your sense on the ground? Are you hearing that, or is this just mischievous players pushing their own barrows?
Well, look, that's a very good question, and I think that Deb Frecklington has really suffered, if you like, in the last 6 months to get any traction at all under the cover of COVID. I mean, every day, the Premier of this state, Annatacia Palaszczuk, has been out there alongside Jeanette Young, alongside Stephen Miles, talking about COVID, talking about why she's keeping Queenslanders safe by imposing draconian lockdowns and making sure that, you know, impositions and restrictions on people coming here are very, very tough. And so she's struggled to get traction. It's a common refrain, Corey, from those who are on the Conservative side of politics, that Frecklington's brand recognition, that her understanding, if you like, of the way in which Queenslanders operate has led this party down this path. So you can understand that there is concern among Conservatives that she's getting enough traction.
Yeah, but you make an interesting point, Gleeson, that it's very hard for an opposition, and we've seen the Labor states, I mean Victoria, Western Australia's, you know, cocooned itself over there, and Queensland. The premiers have milked the opportunity to dominate the media like nothing I've seen before. And they're doing it obviously for electoral purposes, I would suspect, in Queensland's case at least. Are people critical of the government up there? Do you think they'll hold them to account for the economic damage that's been done, or will they give them credit for the health benefits that are attached to their lockdowns?
There are two aspects to this election. The first is in southeast Queensland, where I think Annatacia Palaszczuk is going to get a massive tick for keeping Queenslanders ostensibly safe. People look at Victoria, they see what's happened there, Corey, and they say, we're happy to give you another 4 years in government. But then as you get further north, and of course I'm here in Townsville, yesterday I was in Cairns, I'll be in Mackay on Thursday, and of course Rocky Friday, you get a sense that the economic narrative, and there are two narratives in this country when it comes to COVID. One is the health narrative and the other is the economic narrative. The economic narrative is playing out much more strongly in the northern part of Queensland. So I expect there will be some seats that will go to the LNP in the north of the state. Youth crime and crime in general is a big issue here as well, Corey. So I think you'll find that if Annatacia Palaszczuk can maintain the status quo in southeast Queensland, and the LNP can win a few seats up here, it's going to be desperately close. And we're looking, I think, at the possibility of a hung parliament.
Well, we'll watch with interest, and we look forward to getting more reports. Gleeson, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Good to see you, Corey.